Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, everybody, how are we doing today? Thank you, Miss Almond Eyes, for the early contributions. Hey, y'all, let's pray that the lost find their way, because this one is really lost. This one is really lost. What we gonna listen to today? So we're going to share a segment of the Pop the Balloon show reunion. And yes, they had a reunion. And the segment that I'm going to share today is of a young lady. And it's everything wrong with the modern woman. It's really everything that's wrong with modern women. And of course, it's going to be the obvious things, right? But I gotta point out the less than obvious as well. I gotta point out the less than obvious things too. So we're not gonna delay too much. I want to go right into it. Now, I don't really watch all these shows, so I was unfamiliar with this young lady, but apparently she generated a lot of talk. Apparently she generated a lot of buzz after she appeared on the show, and so we're just going to take a real quick look at it. Okay. Now, everybody is familiar with it. I'm even familiar with the guy that's sitting next to her. But this is the young lady, the lady in the middle here sitting on the couch. This is the one that we're going to listen to today. And I'm going to let it play, and we're going to be stopping it to comment on certain things, right? Because we really need to, I think women need to understand how they sound. I don't think a lot of females understand how they sound and how things are coming off. I think they think certain things make sense in their heads, but it don't really make sense in reality. And we're going to point that out. We're going to take a look at those things.
Sometimes I regret saying that I was a stripper, because it's just I know what comes with it. So people just think oh, you're a stripper part-time, so how?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna back it up just a tad, because they end up showing a little bit of her appearance on the show. So I'm gonna back it up.
That could have possibly been.
I didn't mean to pop it. But
oh, you didn't mean to pop it?
No, I have arthritis. My hands are bad, and it accidentally literally just popped. But I feel you probably want a girl that's more clean.
Why are you assuming that? Why are you assuming?
And I'm just more edgier. I already know you're not gonna like it, but my last relationship was New Year's, January. So that's just.
So you popped because you assumed that I wasn't gonna like it?
Yeah, because it's so recent, and the other women, it's been a couple years, and
that ain't no reason.
The healing process. I'm not the best cook.
Okay.
And I dated a real estate agent before, and it just kind of clashed because I work more in the entertainment music industry.
Okay.
Now, before we continue on, I'm going to let it continue on. But before we do that, what do we all hear? Just in them clips. Those were clips of her explaining why she popped a balloon on various men. That was what that was. That was a little montage of her trying to explain why she popped her balloon for these certain men. Okay. And in case you don't know what you heard or what you were listening to, she was telling everybody about all of her insecurities and all of her self-doubt. And she was telling everybody about all of the things that are wrong with her. And it was a form of projection as well, because she was trying to say, oh, I know you're not going to like this about me. I know you're not going to like that about me. I know that this thing is going to rub you the wrong way, or that thing is going to rub you the wrong way. And the men were like, well, why are you assuming these different things? So I need everyone to understand what we just heard. We just heard a woman whose self-esteem is in a basement somewhere, whose self-worth in the garbage. This is a woman who doesn't think much of herself really at all. We're going to go back.
So after looking back, at your time on Pop the Balloon, I don't know if you were able to see any of the comments, but a lot of the viewers were like, why did she come on the show if, all she was going to do is pop on people based off of her own assumptions? No one ever said this, but she was popping on them. Were you able to see that when you went back and watched it, or what were your thoughts on that?
I got thousands of messages, emails. I mean, positive and negative. I just try to focus on the light and positive side of things, and it was so much comments on everything, not just that, the insecurity, just me, being a stripper and maybe not. Sometimes I regret saying that I was a stripper, because it's just I know what comes with it. So people just think oh, you're a stripper part-time, so how are you looking for love? How are you even a woman of God? It's just all these things. No, I'm still a woman of God, and I still want love and things like that. But
let's pause it at the I'm a woman of God. I don't think that a lot of females know what that means. I'm a woman of God. I think they think that means I believe in a God. She could believe in God, right? She can believe in God. She can believe that God exists, right? I'm not saying she don't. Because if she say she believe in God existing, then she believe in God existing, right? Who am I to say she don't believe in that? But to be a woman of God is something different than I believe in the existence of God. Right? Because when you say that you are a man or woman of God, that means that you make the best attempt that you can to live according to the commandments of that God. Okay? And you stick as closely to those principles, as closely to those values as you can. And you allow those values to dictate what you will and won't do, what you're able to do, and what you're not able to do. Okay? Those are the values that dictate whether you're going to honestly earn money or are you going to steal money from people. Those are the values that dictate whether you're going to drive Uber for your money or you're going to sell your body for your money. Okay? Because if you are a woman of God, then selling your body is not on the table for things that you do for survival or to get money. It's just not. It's not an option. It's not an option. And when I say you don't sell your body, I mean in any instance or in any capacity, you don't do it. That goes from being on a stripper pole to being walking the blade to being on social media trying to covertly sell yourself, or you do sexual favors to get your bills paid, or you do some sexual favor to get your nails done, or you get none of it. None of it is on the table. None of that is on the table. Unless you worship an entity named Satan, none of that is on the table. Okay? So when you say you are a woman of God, then you allow the principles of God to guide what you will and won't do. It informs what you can or cannot do. Because when you really are of God, that means you have faith in God, that He's going to provide for me and I'm not going to have to disobey Him in order to get His provisions. I'm not going to have to disobey that God in order to get provisions from that God. So if my provision got to come through Ubers and Lyfts, that's just where it's got to come from. If it's got to come from DoorDash, that's just where it's got to come from. If it's got to come from me sitting in a call center, that's just where it's got to come from. But at least I won't be somewhere ashamed to say, yeah, you know, man, I worked at a call center for money. What you say now? I worked at the call center for money. So she automatically understands the shame. And this is how you know that no matter how these women try to talk about sex work and how they try to not slut shame and, you know, I'm at liberty to do what I got to do to get it back. This is how you know they know it's wrong. Because if it's not wrong, what you shame of? If you're completely in the right, if you are standing on business with righteous indignation, then you don't care how somebody took what hey, yeah, I do that for a living, I sure do, and you be able to say it with your chest, but you can't say it with your chest when you know that there is a stigma and shame attached to that. There's a shame attached to saying that you strip for a living. Because people automatically say what? You're whoring. And you are. It's a form of adult work. It's sex work. Because you couldn't do it in front of a group of kids. It's adult work. It's sex work.
But it's just like overwhelming, like all the messages. Oh.
So I have a question.
I'm
sorry.
I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah. Do you feel like your job is keeping you single? Like, do you get in your head about it? Like, is that something that prevents you from putting yourself out there? Do you feel like?
No, like when I'm every day I'm working in the music industry. I'm in the studio. I'm around celebrities every day. Like I'm really working in the entertainment industry. So what I mean by entertainment industry is music, modeling, and acting, and being a boss that I am, and like a woman of God. The stripping that's just a 9-to-5 side hustle to me once in a while, once in a blue moon. That's not my life.
Okay.
You know, so it's just I
respect
know.
your transparency on that, because you didn't have to say that.
Exactly.
So when
That's
you come
why
in looking for
my-
love, you're putting that transparency out there, you're putting that truth out there and hoping a man accept that. So I respect that.
It's like I want to be honest and genuine and open about all areas of my life. But that's not my life. Like when I'm going to events and I'm networking with people, I don't say, "Oh, I'm a stripper."
Of course you don't. Of course you don't go places. And one of the first things out of your mouth when you're trying to network with people isn't going to be, "I'm a stripper," because you're ashamed of it. Beloved. Huh? Because people are going to receive you differently when you say that. Because you lower yourself when you say that. Because it's not a position of respect. Okay? It's a position of disrespect. It is a position of demeaning. It's demeaning. Because it says so much about you. If it's a 9-to-5 hustle, why aren't you doing DoorDash? If it's a 9-to-5 hustle on the side, why aren't you doing Amazon deliveries? If it's a 9-to-5 hustle on the side, why you not doing somebody hair or somebody makeup or somebody nails? If it's a 9-to-5 hustle on the side, why you not, in somebody's restaurant doing waitressing for, a few hours out of a week just to make a little bit more money? Why you not a barista at Starbucks? There are 1,000,001 honest jobs that you can hold, especially if that's not going to be your main income. And you are just trying to make a few more dollars to make ends meet. It's 1,000,001 things that you could be doing that don't impugn your self-respect. Because I ain't never been ashamed to say, yeah, I drove Uber from 2018 to 2021. Why am I unashamed to say that? Because that don't besmirch my character. That don't tell nobody that I disrespect myself. I call that doing what I had to do to get some money. And I did do what I had to do to get some money. But it wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't nothing that I would be ashamed to tell somebody. Because I know that there's a stigma to it, and I know that somebody gonna look at me differently, and I know that somebody gonna receive me differently and perceive me differently. I'm not ashamed to juxtapose that with the fact that I'm Muslim. You was Muslim and you was doing Uber? Like, ain't nobody never said that to me. Ain't nobody never said, ooh, you was Muslim and you was doing that. Ain't nobody never said, ooh, you was Muslim and you was doing customer service. Nobody's ever said that to me. No one has ever said that to me. But you know what? You know they would say that if I had said, I used to have an OnlyFans, y'all. As a Muslim, that's going to be the first thing out of somebody's mouth. This is why that woman of God statement is It's completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Because when you say you are of God, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether whatever you are, if you Hebrew Israelite or whatever, if you say you are of God, there's a certain expectation to that. You see what I'm saying? So if I was to tell somebody, man, I used to have an OnlyFans, the first thing they're going to say, you Muslim? That's going to be the first thing that they would say to me. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. They would be right to call it out every single time they heard it. So there's certain things that you cannot do. And I would not even count myself as somebody that's, pious or nothing like that. But I know I'm Muslim, and it's certain stuff that's just not about to happen. It's just not on the table. It's just not. I'll go without.
When I grow up, I want to be a stripper. No.
You said that's a 9-to-5 side hustle.
Yes, like that's
8
just
hours.
a job to me. Like, I haven't been in the club for like 2 months now. Like, that's once in a while here and there, But every day my life is music, creating. Like, I go to church every Sunday, But that's probably hard to believe just because I said that. But the first thing that I said, if you watch the show, the first thing I said is, I'm a recording artist. That's my life every single day. Like, I just dropped a song with Casey Veggies. Like,
I don't think it's hard to believe that you go to church and you're a dancer. I think as a woman, you got to do what you got to do to still provide. And who is anybody to judge you for building an income? Mm-hmm. The fact that that doesn't define who you are. But it's just
I get it.
And this is where we have females co-signing foolishness. This is why there's no accountability for women, because you got chicks like that just got through talking, trying to make somebody feel better about a messed up decision that they are making. Well, who is anybody to judge if you get an income? So if I was knocking folks in the head for my money, do that say anything about me? Can you judge me? That's how I get my money. I knock folks in the head to get my money. I'm just doing what I got to do though, right? And that job don't define me, right? And you can't judge off of who I am based on the fact that I knock folks in the head all the time to get the money that I get. Correct? If I ran a scam, if I ran some type of scam and I was, stealing from folks' accounts and, lying to them and calling them and getting their information, and then next thing you know, I done stole something out their account. I'm just getting to the bag, right? Right? That doesn't say anything about my character, right? You can't judge me for getting a little bit of money and building an income, right? Because that doesn't inform you of who I am. Huh? That don't tell you nothing about me? Huh? That I knock folks in the head for their money and I gets on the phone and I scams people and I'm all on the computer hacking folks' account and getting money out of it and putting it in my account. That don't tell you nothing about me? That don't tell you I'm a piece of crap. Then I'm a con artist and scam artist. You know, you running around here doing fraud. And somebody's supposed to see you as what? Trustworthy? Huh? You trustworthy? If somebody always scamming and frauding, you're not going to think, oh, they're a trustworthy person outside of that. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because that's who they are. The fact that you was even able to do that tells me who you are. So the fact that you are even somewhere able to twerk like the rent do and take your clothes off and bust it open on stage and let some man fondle you and touch you and you doing lap dances, that tell me about you. Don't no man want no open whore for a woman. Don't no man want no open whore. Don't no man for his woman, for his wife, for his woman, want no woman that openly everybody know, he know, she know, the world know that this was a whore and every man has had her or there was an opportunity for them to have her. He know he can't. The reason he don't want her, aside from the whole sexual aspect of that, is the disloyalty factor. Not only the disloyalty factor, anybody can have you. Huh? All they got to do is come up with the right dollar. Because once you're there as a woman, because stripping, hoeing, only fanning, ghetto gagging, and all this other kind of stuff only occurs. The type of broken that a woman gotta be in order to engage in that behavior, you don't fix that. She always gonna have that brokenness within her. Huh? She gonna always have that. She gonna always have that. You can't fix that. I keep telling y'all, the rampant sex isn't what breaks her. She's broken, and that's why she can have that type of sex. That's why she can live that kind of life. That's why she can do it. You gotta have a certain brokenness as a woman. Because a woman that don't have that brokenness cannot do that. She can't do it. She can't do it. She can't do it. She can't. There's no way for her to even see herself. Oh, I done slept with 4-5 different men and it's only been a week or two. That's disgusting on so many levels. Not only on a physical sense, but it's disgusting spiritually to her. Because she don't possess the kind of brokenness that you need in order to whore herself and sell herself for money. This is why I be telling y'all, lionesses can't sell themselves for money. Money don't move us like that. We won't be just doing anything for any man for a couple of dollars because it take a certain level of brokenness for a woman. Where she got to go in her mind, where she got to go in her spirit. This is why a lot of times strippers and hoes and stuff like that be on drugs and stuff, because they have to alter their mind state to even go there and be halfway sane after that. And they don't really be sane. Really, they don't really be sane. They don't really be sane. Them women don't be sane. They be all levels of messed up. That's why drugs go hand in hand with that kind of lifestyle. Because them women be trying to get this stuff out their head. They be trying to cope with it mentally. The level of confusion that you hearing out this woman's mouth. We ain't even touched the half. But after these messages, we'll be right back. Because I need everybody to take a quick break and go to ashkicking.com so that you can pick up all of your wonderful body care needs, including this awesome body butter that you see on the screen. So if you are trying to keep your skin looking, feeling, smelling its absolute best, look no further than ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If this is going to be your first order, make sure that you take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is at the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I don't know how many likes I need or that you owe me, but I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to, Go ahead and hit the like button for me. Okay. Thank you so much, Bernard Gohar says, so is the difference between a woman raised Muslim and straying from her faith and a woman converting to Islam after a 304 phase? Is there a difference? Not to Allah is not. Not to Allah is not. Between her and Allah, she's Muslim. It don't matter what she did before. Now that don't mean she may not have to suffer some consequences for living such a lifestyle, whatever them consequences may be. But as far as Allah is concerned, once she takes Shahada, she took Shahada. She Muslim. She Muslim. And if she practices her Islam properly, Allah forgives. The only thing Allah don't forgive is that if dying while being in a state of shirk or dying in a state where you worship things other than Allah. That's the mandate. Don't die. Do not die not in a state of submission to Allah. Don't die like that. That's the mandate. Other than that, Allah forgive what he want to forgive. So it don't matter what you was doing. If you give your life over to Allah, you gave it over to Allah. And that don't have nothing to do with nobody else. That's between you and Allah. Thank you once again, Bernard said, which is more egregious, the woman raised in faith and turns away, or the 304 who claims to find faith after her value diminishes? Like I said, to Allah, that's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there with Allah. It's neither here nor there. Forgiveness is for those who have transgressed the law, not for the pious and the you so holier than thou, you don't need no forgiveness. You done did something. You done transgressed the bounds of Allah. So it's Allah you got to worry about. Because at the end of the day, don't nobody got a heaven or a Jahannam to put you in but Allah. And that may be her test. That may actually be, that's some women's test. That's some women's test. Stop whoring. Get rid of your vanity. Go into modesty. So as Muslims, we leave that between the person and Allah. That's why when I talked about Brittany Renner, I talked about it in a specific way, only because I didn't hear her take Shahada. I actually didn't hear her. She didn't say that she did that. But on the chance that she did actually take Shahada, even Brittany Renner, that's between her and Allah. And nobody is equipped to say that Allah didn't accept her or Allah didn't forgive her. We don't know what Allah gonna do. That's why I was saying I hope she took Shahada. I hope she's taking that seriously because she needs it. She needs it. So anyway, we're going to go back to the young lady. We're going to go back to the young lady.
Like I get it because I'm being realistic with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like all the lineup of men, you know, that were truck drivers and this and that. I'm just being realistic and genuine because I was that hypocrite. I wasn't a stripper my whole life. Like I started very late in my life, probably like 27 years old, 28 years old.
But the work that you do does kind of define who you are. Just like if you found out.
No, it don't. It don't. But I will say, like, it gave me the confidence. You definitely have to be confident to just be in the music industry, to perform, to do all
I'm actually glad he said that. It does inform people about who you are, at least to a certain extent. You can't just say, it doesn't say anything about me. But I'll let him continue.
Things. You got to have some level of confidence.
I get it, but we're talking about your the
people just focused on that, and I really wish they didn't focus on that because it's just like I'm more than a pretty face. I'm more than just some stripper. That's just some job to me.
It's kind of hard to not to focus on that because if I'm a man and I'm looking for love, I wouldn't want a woman.
Then take me out of it. Like that. Hey, that would be great if I could have a man that's a provider.
I want to interject really quick because
take me out of that.
Yeah. So as far as that stripping thing, you know, a little traumatized, but no, I would say being honest
I'm
about
traumatized as well.
Trust
just
me,
being a Black woman and in the industry, music industry, and what I've been through.
I get it, the entertainment business. Trust me. But what I'm saying is this: the fact that you are honest about it, as long as you have to lead with that. You know what I mean? I know you're saying like, oh, I did it 2 months ago, whatever the case is. But when you talk to someone, they're going to feel like it's right now. You know what I mean? So as long as you're transparent.
And that's why I popped my balloon, because being realistic, most likely I'm going to work with a guy that's working in the entertainment industry. So when I say entertainment, I'm not saying male porn star, male stripper, no. Well, music industry, sports, they're most likely going to understand me more.
But you're saying
it goes no, I hate to bust a bubble. First of all, she tried to be a professional victim. We're not going to look over that part. We're not going to look. I'm traumatized by being a Black woman and the girl, shut up. Y'all see how the programming actually works? Anytime there's too much accountability, too much truth, too much, the programming, the lost value system programming is self-preserving. I'll put it like that. The lost value system programming is actually self-preserving. And the way in which it preserves itself is to go to these defaults. I'm a default victim. Anything to get away from the truth, anything to get away from the accountability, anything to get away from the responsibility. It preserves itself as a faulty value system. What did I tell you was the only thing that could take somebody from the lost value system to the 10 life values? What's the only thing that does that? Somebody put it in the chat. It's only one thing that does it. The truth. Only the truth. The truth corrects all errors of the mind and of the heart and of the spirit. The truth corrects the errors. The truth. That's why spirituality is at the bottom of the totem pole for the lost value system, and that's why that value has to not have truth within it, because the truth is the only exit. You have to start facing the truth, dealing with the truth. It's the only way. It's literally the only way. There is no alternative way to deal with it. And she was hard at work, dodging the truth and dodging accountability. As a Black woman in the industry, girl, if you don't stop. I haven't been in the club in 2 months. Don't nobody care. You liable to go back at any second. Okay, do y'all remember about a year or so ago, that ex-basketball player, I forgot his name. And then he had his wife, they was older. She was like in her 50s. And she divorced him or whatever and they got into an argument online because he found out she had an OnlyFans. Do y'all remember that? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Joe Smith, thank you. And his wife had an OnlyFans and he didn't think that she had that no more. And da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to bust her bubble. Men in the industry, athletes, all this kind of stuff, they don't want those women either. They don't want open whores for wives. Joe Smith is caught up because he didn't understand that once a woman is broken in that fashion, she don't never not be like that. She gon' hoe even if she can't physically do it. Here, that's what she is up here. That's what she is up here. The only exception to that is when you get a woman that's been whoring and all that kind of stuff. The only men that can really deal with her like that is like an ex-pimp or something. He has to have always dealt with women that way because his expectation of her is adjusted. He doesn't think that she's supposed to act as a lioness even if he marry her. He knows she always a whore up here. So he always has to deal with her and interact with her and speak to her in a manner that addresses that. And Joe Smith didn't realize that that woman is always going to be like that. And even in her 50s, she went back to it. She went back to it. She said it. She was like, I can't not do it because the money and this and that. So I went back to what I know. She said it out of her mouth when she went on her little, interview tour. She's like, I had to go back to what I know. That's what I know how to do. And he know that. I try to not be like that. But I can't. First of all, because he didn't keep up the money part that keep me in a certain space. I am what I am. That's what that woman said. And to a certain degree, she was speaking facts. Because them kind of women, they are who they are. They are who they are. And that comes back up. So this young lady here doesn't understand that athlete of note and them people, they're not about to marry no known whore.
Hand in hand, like
no, I get what you're saying with
Cardi
that. But
B, like I look up to that.
you're saying, but that's why you popped your balloon. But it's almost, I won't say like a coward way, but you popped your balloon with the preconceived notion that yours is going to get popped instead of allowing it to see what's going to happen. It's like you shooting yourself in the foot before it even starts.
It doesn't matter if the balloon got popped or not. I'm not going to go on a date because I didn't feel a deep connection with anybody.
How you feel a deep connection in 30 seconds?
Okay, like not even that. The physical attraction wasn't there. You know, I'm just going off like women intuition.
But what I'm saying,
like,
isn't it like a shot in the foot? You're like not
maybe
even trying.
One date, yeah, sure, you know, but I can't see further than that. And I'm 31 years old, and just based off experience, you know, dating guys that are outside of the entertainment industry, they try to change me or they try to judge me. Like,
so that's
and that, whether you heard it or not, is her problem. The first issue, she said she looked up to Cardi B of all the people in the world. Where was this woman's mama? She looked Blasian. Somebody is Asian. Where's this woman's mama? Who taught this woman her femininity? Who told her what a woman should be? Who gave her the example of what a woman should be? Who did that? Who failed her? Who failed her as a woman? I gotta put it at her mama feet. I gotta lay this at her mama feet. Because you were supposed to be her first example of what a woman is. And I shudder to think. What did you show her? That she 31 years old looking up to Cardi B. She told you what her problem was. She's not good enough. I popped my balloon because I'm not good enough for nobody. The only expectation that these men actually had was for a woman to have some decency as a woman, some modesty as a woman, and she knew she didn't have that. She knew she had neither modesty nor decency as a woman, and therefore she was disqualified. You're not qualified, queen. You're not qualified, queen. She know that. She knows she's not qualified. That's why she said, oh, I know, you know, one date and I can't see nothing past because me and they try to judge you, try to change you because you can't step up. You not a whore because you on the stripper pole. You on the stripper pole because you hoeing in here. Your self-esteem this big. You need to go down to the sub basement and get it. It is in the ground. It is in the gutter. This girl, a man is the last thing she needs. A man is the last thing this one needs. She need to go somewhere and commune with God. That's what she need to do. She need to fix it. She need God to fix it. God got to fix it. He got to fix it. She don't need no man. She telling you she don't need no man. And not from a haughty standpoint, but she don't need to be in a relationship because she's not equipped for a relationship. She telling everybody that. I don't even have the basics of womanhood necessary to do my part in a relationship. I can't do it. I need to be around men that's going to allow me to whore and not fix myself and not expect no more of me than the hoishness that I have. But I also don't want them to see me as the whore that I am because it's shameful. That's what her problem is. She knows she's not worthy of even just a normal relationship. She don't even know how to be in a normal relationship. She don't know. She don't want nobody to judge her. Baby, you about to get judged. She's riddled with self-doubt. Then she told that man, if you save me out of it. Save you out of it? Out of a lifestyle you chose to be in? Now some man got to come get you out? You walked over there voluntarily walk out. She didn't say there was no gun to her head around that pole. She was twisting around that pole now that there was not a gun in sight. Now some man got to come save you out of something like you a victim of it. Like somebody just got you and put you over there. Just take me out of the life. No, I'm not coming to take you out of no life that you willingly volunteered to be part of. You better go find something else to do. All these little things you can do, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. You know, they got it where you can make little books and sell little journals, and you can say, do that. I mean, just that would be nice if I could get a man that provide to just take me out of it, girl. Thank you, Ezekiel. Says Shalom, Miss Crimson in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Lou Casey, for your super sticker. Thank you again, Bernard. Said, oh, her logic is if strippers like Cardi B can marry high earners, so can I. Assuming he's also in the entertainment industry. Right. It was silly. Thank you, New Drug. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Right, baby. Just so she can feel like, you know, and you knew what I was doing before. I was doing that when you met me. That'll be the argument when she want to go back. Anyway, Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.